What is going on, YouTube? How's it going? Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are doing well and stuff and things. Today, my friends, we are checking out the update 1.1 highlights that is coming to Jurassic World Evolution 3 next week, I think. So super in-depth blog here that Frontier have just released, and they're obviously talking about everything that's going to be coming in update 1.1 next week. And there's a lot of exciting stuff. There's a lot of news and stuff like that. So we're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it and see what they basically have to say. Hello, park managers. Next week we'll be releasing update 1.1 for Evolution 3, which contains our first new content alongside several key improvements. Happy days. The Kentrosaurus family unit. So obviously they announced this on Twitter last week that the Kentrosaurus would be coming back, and obviously a part of the free dinosaur release packs that they're bringing to the game, from Evolution 1 and Evolution 2. So Kentrosaurus is officially coming back. Here's our first look at the family unit. Again, dude, they do such an incredible job with the babies in this game because they look phenomenal. And it almost looks like we've got a baby here and then like a juvenile here, but it might just be perspective. But yeah, so that is the family unit. Again, they do a fantastic job of it. It looks great. Update 1.1 will contain our first free returning base dinosaur from Evolution 2, the Kentrosaurus, expanded to become a complete family unit featuring armor plates and spikes to intimidate predators. This herbivore cohabits particularly well with other families such as sauropods and ornithomimosaurids. That's a mouthful. More information about the Kentrosaurus will be available on the dinosaur database when the update goes live. Brilliant. The remaining base game Evolution 2 species are currently ongoing development work as we reintroduce these classic dinosaurs into Evolution 3 as complete family units with dimorphism and juveniles. Marvelous. We're excited to announce that we'll be introducing one base game species as a complete family units from Evolution 2 every month starting from January 2026. We won't charge you from these species. Happy days, great news. Obviously this was a real positive when they first announced this a couple of months ago that they would be bringing dinosaurs back. It's also super cool that we're going to be getting a new dinosaur every single month from January. Honestly, props. That's really great news. So that's all they kind of have to say about the Kentrosaurus, which is fine. Then we move on to the update 1.1 stuff, and as you can see, there's quite a lot of information here, including updates to complexity meter and stuff like that. So let's break it down, let's have a chat and see what they've got going on. Since launch, we'd be excited to see how park managers have been using the new tools and features to bring Jurassic World Vision to life. The team has been hard at work to bring new updates, bug fixes and stability improvements to the game, and 1.1 is no different. Ahead of 1.1 going live, we want to share with you some of the changes coming in the patch. Yes, please. So changes coming in update 1.1. Introduce family unit to the game, the Kentrosaurus, as we know. Adjusted navigation rules so that dinosaurs can travel beneath and around scenery items more freely. That's good. I like that. Added further keyboard shortcuts. Yeah, that's fine. Improvements to LODs on PC. Added very high setting to foliage detail. Okay, that's not really that exciting, but whatever. Added operations building limits sandbox setting to allow players to have multiple of the same operation buildings that are usually limited. That's huge. That's good. That will help create kind of it helped create a park, right? Because you can basically have two like control centers or two, I don't know, expedition centers if you really wanted to. I like that change. That's a good change. And actually, we came into that yesterday when we were building our sandbox park. Just check that out if you haven't. Where we tried to build the the control center, and obviously we'd already placed it down, but then we deleted it. Whatever. I like this. Revised sandbox settings preventing juveniles from being hunted in sandbox maps. I didn't know that was a thing. That's really sad. Path and fence building modes now default replace mode to off when opened. That's good. I like this. So I've come across this quite often now, where I'm placing a path, I've used replace mode, and then I've gone back into the path, and then obviously it's still on replace mode when I'm trying to place down a new fence. So this is a nice change. I like this. Pylons can now be placed between islands on maps made with Iron Generator. Interesting that that was a thing, but okay. Added guest food scattering animation for dinosaur encounter attraction. Okay, so this was present in the trailer, and I haven't really messed about too much with the dinosaur encounter attraction, and it's something that I've wanted to look into. So the fact that we're now going to have guests like scattering food, that's good. It adds to the realism, for sure. Adjusted frequency of the dinosaurs present in the dinosaur encounter attraction. Nice. Added group shortcut when playing with a mouse. Okay. Added new help screens for alternative camera functions. Okay. Added screen effects when the time controls are open to clarify focus. Nice. Created new biome filter for foliage scenery items. This is good. I like this. Alongside the above updates, 1.1 has an extensive list of bug fixes and stability improvements to various areas of the game. A full changelog will be available next week when 1.1 goes live on all platforms. Happy days. So now we've got the complexity meter stuff, and this is something that really affects console, and I haven't run into it yet, but I'm always nervous about this ever since I heard that it was a thing. So let's see what they have to say. Addition to the other changes and improvements coming to 1.1, the team have been closely monitoring and listening to player feedback around the complexity meter. The complexity meter is used on console to ensure the game runs smoothly and provides a stable experience for all players. The tool does this in a variety of different ways, as Evolution 3 allows you to allows you limitless ways to build your park. No two parks are the same, and the complexity meter calculates accordingly to each unique design that is created. Okay. In update 1.1, we're implementing some changes to how the complexity meter works, and we will continue to monitor as players delve further into Evolution 3. Okay. So, complexity meter updates in 1.1. Memory optimization to improve complexity meter limits on sandbox and challenge parks. Save game optimizations to increase complexity meter limits on campaign levels. And performance optimizations to improve complexity meter limits on dinosaur intensive parks. Okay, interesting. Console only. Added an override performance limits option to the gameplay settings menu. This opt-in setting frees up space in the complexity meter where performance limits can be overridden by allowing frame rates to drop. The impact of this will holy moly, can I read? The impact of this override will vary from park to park. If building continues with the override turned on, the setting may become inactive until the park's overall complexity is reduced again. Interesting. So I'm wondering if this is a way to, if you turn it off, it allows you to build more, but at a sacrifice of your frame rate dropping. I wonder if that's what they're saying here. I don't really understand what they're saying, but I think we'll have to play around with it and check it out and see what happens. But look, any updates to the complexity meter and trying to make it give us more complexity allowance is a positive thing in my book. So honestly, a nice little update and a good update for the start of the game. There's definitely some nice little changes in here. Nothing too groundbreaking and too massive. However, I think each change will definitely have an impact. I think the path and fence building modes, having the default of replace mode being off, I think that's the biggest thing for me. And then obviously, of course, our first new dinosaur, the Kentrosaurus. So happy days. I'm really excited for this, and we will definitely be checking out some of the changes. I'm really excited to look at how these changes around the complexity meter actually affects the game, and whether it will have an impact. These 3 points here, around memory optimization and stuff like that, I definitely think that will benefit, especially in sandbox parks. So we will see. We're obviously building a sandbox park at the moment as well, so we will see how far we can build that before the game, locks its jaw and goes, nah, no more. But hopefully this memory optimization will allow us to have a bit more complex parks, across the board. So we'll see. I'm excited. The Kentrosaurus looks really cute. Really great model. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Is there anything that you would have liked to seen in the first update? Remember, this is the only first update to the game, so it's going to be a smaller one. But yeah, super hype. I'm super glad that they're bringing new dinosaurs every month from January. That's a really nice change, or a really nice announcement, I guess. And yeah, I guess we'll wait and see what else they have in store for us. Leave a like, subscribe for new, all that good stuff. More Evolution 3 content coming very, very soon. Go check out my sandbox park as well, because that was pretty exciting. But until then, see you next time. Bye-bye.